Hey, it's Tommy Gunn from Cracked Rabbit Gaming with a boss guide for Cadence of Hyrule. I'm going to talk about all the phases of the bosses, but this isn't for like speedrunning or anything. This is a guide meant for people who are having trouble beating a boss. If you're really having trouble, there's a strat you can use on basically all of the bosses, which is to throw bomb chews right before you cross the line that triggers the cutscene to start the boss fight. And that way, the bomb chews will actually blow up the boss right as it starts, and you'll instantly get some damage taken off of the boss. It's possible to do these bosses in a different order, so check the comments for timecode links if you want to just skip to a specific boss. First up we have Wiz Robo. So he can be damaged basically at any time that you can see him. So you want to try to stay kind of in the middle of the arena because you don't know where he's going to spawn, and you want to be able to get to him and attack him before he disappears. He spawns these snowflakes that don't just move in one direction. If you stand next to them, they will attack you. When you see these targets on the ground, he's going to drop icicles down. And if you move in a straight line, you will probably get hit. So the best strategy is to kind of do a stair-step pattern, like go left, down, left, down, left, down, or in a different direction. You want to zigzag. And basically, you can guarantee you won't get hit that way. When you see these 6 targets on the ground, you have to move outside of them, or otherwise you are going to get hit by this fire. He's going to do that about 3 times, and then on the 4th one, you can attack him. When you see this square around him, immediately attack him, then dodge out of the way, then attack him one more time. The other phase is when wizards start spawning and shooting ice, which will freeze you. So you want to dodge those, and if you're around the edge, feel free to kill the wizards. Once you've done enough damage, he's dead. That's pretty much all there is to it. So use powerful weapons if you need to, and use everything else at your disposal, like arrows, bombs, whatever. Here's a full playthrough of this boss with me just using the dagger. Now we have base Guitarmos Knights. These guys are actually not too difficult. You want to take out the 4 smaller knights and then get the big knight. To do that, just run at them and start stabbing pretty much. Unless you see the targets around them, they won't actually attack you, they will just push you and try to pinch you against the wall. When you see the 4 targets on the ground, that means one of the knights is going to jump there, so get just outside that box and get ready to start striking. You can walk across the coals as long as you don't stand in one spot, but it's easier to just kind of avoid it altogether, unless you have boots that let you walk on them. So try to just get at one of the knights on one side and let him push you all the way along while you're attacking him. Just don't get pinched at the edge. Once the smaller knights are dead, just do the same thing with the large knight. Be patient and just wait for an opportunity when he's in one corner. And here's a full playthrough of this boss with just the dagger. Gomaracas. He has 2 different phases where you damage him and he loses all his hearts, and then there's another phase. He will shoot these webs out that will trap you, and he also shoots these green eggs, and those will hatch a bunch of mini spider dudes. You definitely don't want to get overwhelmed by the hatchlings, so you can use the boss's eye blast to either kill the hatchlings or kill the eggs, or both. Remember that you can do a buffering technique where you use an item to skip beats. So here I am hitting him in the eye, dodging away from his eye blast, then tapping the power glove just to advance the beat forward. Once you take out all his health, he will refill with 6 hearts, and you'll just basically do the same thing again. As you can see here, I did not do a good job about using the eye blast to kill the eggs or the hatchlings, so I had to take care of them with my dagger. In the next clip, I'm going to show you a full playthrough using an obsidian broadsword, and you can see just how much easier it is with a better weapon, and I also used some bomb chews to take care of the hatchlings and the eggs. If you're using a broadsword, because you can hit diagonally, you can just stay right next to his eye and just keep swiping up, and that way you never have to worry about getting hit by him, by his web, or by his eye blast. So I highly recommend that strategy. Gleeokenspiel. The first thing you'll notice is that there are 5 columns on this platform, but there are 4 heads, which means there's always going to be a safe space when they turn green and shoot their electricity down. So look for the column you can stand in. Sometimes there's more than one. The other thing is that these heads attack diagonally, and they also move diagonally when they're off of the body, so don't stand diagonally from them. You want to get alongside them and then attack them until they become disconnected from the body. Once they are disconnected, they just have 3 hearts and you can destroy them completely. When all the heads are off of the body, you can destroy the body. You don't actually have to kill all the heads, but it may be easier to do so it's up to you. When you see the body start shaking, that means he's about to move and attack you. So dodge out of the way, and this is the familiar strategy of dodging, attacking, dodging, attacking, dodging, attacking. And once you get to the bottom or the top or the edge, and he's coming at you, of course, don't let yourself get pinched. And you also want to avoid the water if you don't have anything that lets you move quickly through it. In this clip, I'm going to use the much easier strat of just spamming bomb chews and using an obsidian rapier. Octavo. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to replay this fight using the trick I used on the other bosses, so this is the only footage I have of this. You can step on these switches to switch between Zelda and Link, and that comes into play with the colors that are attacking you. If they are green, you want to be Link, and if they're purple, you want to be Zelda, or you can just dodge. The goal, of course, is to simply keep damaging Octavo whenever you can. He will keep throwing different enemies at you. These hammers that are on the screen, you actually can dodge them. I mean, if you are the same color as them, they won't hurt you. If you're the wrong color, just dodge up as they're slamming down and you won't get hurt. Because you can play as both Zelda and Link in this, it's a good idea to go to a Sheikah Stone ahead of time and make sure both characters have a good weapon equipped. finally, Ganon. Again, because you're playing as both Link and Zelda, you want to go to a Sheikah Stone ahead of time and make sure you have good weapons equipped on both characters. Now you're going to want to free the other characters from the ice. You don't have to free all three, but it might make it easier. Then you can use these blocks to kind of adjust your characters so you're not just all like right in a row, because you're going to need to attack Ganon, and the first person to attack is going to get stunned where they are, and then you're going to have to use somebody else to attack again after his shield is down. And right there you saw that because my two characters were right next to each other, they both got stunned and I couldn't move around them quick enough to get to Ganon. So that's why it's good to kind of have them diagonally, so you can attack one from like the left and then the other one from the top or something like that. So you're just going to want to kill enemies and free your other characters as quickly as you can. And just like with the Guitarmos Knights, you're going to look for those 4 targets on the ground to know where he's going to slam down. Once the Triforce symbols come up, you're going to want to lock all 3 characters into those, so you need all 3 characters to be free before you can lock them down. Once all 3 are free, as soon as you move a character onto one of the triangles, they will get locked into place. So just get all 3 on there and you have won. I will note that it is possible for enemies to knock you off of the triangle, so as you can see here, I lock Link into place and I go to lock the other ones in, and this knight pushes Link off. So you do have to be a little bit careful about the enemies. So that's it. I hope this helped, and if you have any additional tips for the bosses, leave them in the comments.